Sorry, I do not know exactly how to write this one.
It's kind of a weird combination gift. I suppose it's one of those things where you have to...
Spam is about $3 a can, okay?
They are really just the perfect neutral toned hand.
So dolphins would come, rubber dolphins would come out of the rubber and dive back into the rubber.
Agnes, and I'm actually really excited for her because I've been wanting her for a long time.
And you should let me run your life, because I too know what is best for you.
Alright, I want to present to you 7 unintentional ASMR gems again. I'm really looking forward to this. And today I want to talk about people that are interesting, kind of unique, and really relaxing to me. And in some sense, weirdos maybe. That's what society maybe might consider them to be. I really don't see them this way, and I want to disclose and emphasize that this isn't meant in a derogatory way at all. I asked a native speaker if there's a better word. Maybe eccentric is a better word, but I couldn't really find any, and this is why I kept it. I really consider myself to be a weirdo in many ways, maybe the most weirdo of them all. I might go insane someday actually, but it doesn't really matter. But to me, the people who just live the normal life and go to the cinema with a family, with a corporate job, would think Jimmy Fallon is super funny. To me, those are the weird ones. I can't really identify with them, and I much more identify with the weirdos, who are often very sensitive, very creative, and they maybe sometimes have a hard time to carve out their path in life, and it can be kind of lonely if you think differently than other people, and this is why I love them so much. And I think they do make for great ASMR and unintentional ASMR in many cases. So without much further ado, let's start. Okay, number 1 isn't really a weirdo at all. I really love her, but I wanted to feature her for a while. If you hear her talk, you definitely notice that she's thinking a bit differently, on a different wavelength. But I really like her channel. She's super creative. She does so many things. She's drawing, she does pottery. She also has her Etsy shop, by the way. She has these Photoshop tutorials. She's super creative, and I love how she's living. She's dancing around to music. She has been in Europe many times. I think she maybe lived in Europe even. She speaks French, I think. She has some makeup videos too. But what I like most are her drawing videos and her nice accent. It isn't intentional ASMR, but she kind of noticed that people like her videos for relaxation. And the channel name is Yanghaiying. That might be her name, I'm not sure, but I really like it, so check it out.
Here I am at Stanford. Let's appreciate. I do not try to whisper, but it's kind of embarrassing to talk. So, to get the best of visiting, I started some drawing. So this one is looking at the water, which we start to find it difficult to appreciate. This was the painting this was the painting that I copied. I was just trying to copy how they arrange this, the structure of this painting. I would never think about the background. My little fox, I love it. This one is from Monte Carlo. Hotel de Paris. Oh, this is so pretty. Look at this. Sorry, I do not know exactly how to write this one. I am practicing. No idea if this trying to be a little bit more serious with my makeup. And I am taking out my best makeup things, the makeup products. Let's get started. Things number one, I will use this blur stick. See how it works. There was one day I went to Target and I bought a cleanser. It's kind of like Windex, a cleanser, this spray cleanser. So I put it on my cart and then I walk around, not too far away, just a few meters away, to look for something else. And then when I came back to my cart, Sirot cart, and I saw one old man staring at it. And if they make other things, they pay money. They pay money for everything. And with the money, the island used to be empty with not much things, become booming. And the Mimi people was originally not really caring about so much of the money. They do good things because by nature they just like to help people.
Number 2 is Randy Taylor 69. I love people who put 69 in their usernames, by the way, but she's from London. Her name is Rosemary, I think, and she's been making videos for a while, also some gaming videos, and I actually saw a video of her building a PC the first time, and I already thought she's kind of unusual.
Hi, I'm Rose and I'm going to build a PC. You will need some RAM, a video card, a CPU, a heatsink, a motherboard, a hard drive or two, and a case. I'm going to start working on the motherboard before I put it in the case because it's easier. The minute that you press the power button and it actually turns on and everything works is like magic. It's literal magic. There's no other way to describe it. Electronics and shit, yeah, whatever, magic. Magic.
Yeah, and she kind of continued making videos, kind of irregularly. She usually only makes these Christmas videos. And yeah, you can definitely see some glimpses of insanity in her, which I really appreciate. But no, I think she has a great sense of humor. I feel like a dry British humor, which I really appreciate. And I think she's relaxing. She has a nice voice. And I want you to check it out.
It's Christmas morning. Merry Christmas to you and your kin. And as per every year, he's come through. By hook or by crook, he makes it in. Down the chimney, through the keyhole, through the slightly open window in the bathroom. There are so many ways that he can get in your house and do what he wants, but the thing that he does is leave you presents. I mean, you've just got to be inspired by that kind of generosity. There is one weird thing this year that he's wrapped it all in like old newspaper. Don't really know what that's about. Hasn't even used tape. Presumably it's some sort of eco-friendly, save the planet measure, but it's like... Oh, it's a two-way adapter. That's kind of cool. It's like a functional present that you can actually, you know, you're going to get the use out of. basic needs. Actually, you know what? It's slightly open, so I wonder if this isn't from the North Pole, from the Elves' Workshop. Probably powers all their fairy lights and things, and their sewing machines or whatever it is. I don't know what they have. It must be that, because why else would it be open, right? It's kind of a weird combination gift. I suppose it's one of those things where you have to... okay, so this is for probably lighting Christmas candles. Or maybe it's for, you know, when you get the Christmas pudding and you put on whatever alcohol it is and then you light it. And then this is for eating the pudding after you've, you know, gone through that whole ceremony. Looks like he's been eating it on the way.
Okay, number 3 is Mike Kennedy, who is an American. I think he might live in Idaho or one of these states. He vlogs quite a lot, like every day sometimes, about his life. He has a lot of hobbies like hiking and foraging and reptiles and so on. He's a bit of an elderly man and the video quality isn't that great, but this makes it even more relaxing to me. I mean, some of his videos are a bit weird where he shows his different ready-to-eat meals and so on, which don't look very tasty, to be honest, but I like it. I like the channel, so.
Of the big reptile show, fall reptile show in Manchester, New Hampshire. I know you're going to like it, but I'm going to ask you to help me out by sharing.
There's a money magazine I buy occasionally that I really enjoy, Permaculture. You know, you have to strip away some of the philosophical elements of it and just look at the science that they're talking about and make a decision on that. This article talking about includes fungus and carbon. $8.99 I don't have today, but there it is. Here's one of the most popular microcomputers you can buy. They now have this one on the top here. That's a $5 board. The complete manual, tips, hacks, and fix for the Raspberry Pi. The ultimate Raspberry Pi handbook. I should probably tell you the prices. This is probably one of the $29 ones. $25. That's a thick thing. These are usually just collections of articles that they've already published. This one is $17.99. The complete manual is $17.99. Raspberry Geek. Like this has over 50 projects inside. So you might find that one of those projects is pretty close to what you're thinking of constructing, or you could construct one to learn. We're going to have 2 packets of crackers. We could even go with peanut butter or cream cheese. Now, I kind of went off the reservation. Now we're at a different store. Spam is about $3 a can, okay? And 6 servings in a can. And we've got something similar here, Treat. This is the same weight, and this was like, I think, only $1.50. Let's check that out so I don't make a mistake. Here's our last little option. I mean, these are better because these are actual sizes that you would eat at one setting. I mean, you certainly could eat a whole can of Spam or Treat. But these are smaller. So we've got 2 of these. These are chicken salad crackers. They usually have these in several flavors, but they only had this. So we're including 2 of these. We've split 1/3 of a pack of the strawberry Pop-Tarts. So we're getting 400 calories, 4 grams protein, 150 milligrams salt. And then for a drink, we're including 2 Yahoos. You can see.
this isn't too big. And so this gets us near a goal of trying to get around 1,000 calories.
Okay, number 4 is a hand model, Ellen Sirot. You might have heard of her. She was actually featured on H3H3 once, I think, and once on Funny or Die. There was a parody of her. I don't really want to make fun of her at all. She has a great voice, I think, and the way she moves her hands is quite, visually ASMR-ish for me. She definitely does have some OCD type thing going on, that she always wears gloves. She never lifts anything up, and this is quite unusual. And to me, it was a good reminder that being too obsessed with your own body isn't that healthy, probably. But I still found her voice great, and the videos of her appearing, which aren't that many, pretty relaxing, so I want to show it to you.
Everything I do every day of my life, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, is take care of my hands.
I like to say that my hands look good naked. They are really just the perfect neutral toned hands. So the skin is flawless, and it's very even toned, so it lights well and it photographs well. The nails are very, very healthy, and they just emanate, like radiate health and good care. I'm incredibly protective. I view my hands as elite athletes, like Olympic athletes. And so everything I do is to protect them from being in any jeopardy or any danger in any way. So for me, that means no cooking, no cleaning, no taking out the garbage, no opening cans, no opening windows, no opening doors, no gardening, no sports, no, a million no's. But, because for me, an injury really would mean a paper cut or a broken nail or a little bruise. Something mundane to you would be a disaster for me. So it means my whole lifetime is involved. My whole everyday life is dedicated to the care and the protection of my hands. I wear gloves every day, all day. I've done everything from diapers to diamonds.
The agent said, we can use you for feet, we can use you for legs. So I went and got my first pedicure, and I went down to a Dr. Scholl's casting, and there I beat out 50 pairs of feet as being the foot model for Dr. Scholl's. So there I was, being a foot model, and going from making $3 an hour as a waitress to $350 as a foot model, and I thought, oh, this is great. And very quickly I was a very successful hand model, because not only did I have hands that looked great, but because of my dance training, I really knew how to move my hands. The joke in hand modeling is like doing a pizza pull, like pulling that pizza slice just right so that the cheese is stretchy but not too stretchy, and it looks delicious and yummy, and you just want to bite into it but without looking greasy and stringy. So things like that are like a constant learning curve about, how to make all those things look just perfect and graceful and lovely. And then print work is sort of just the opposite. It's all about like finding a pose and holding it for a really long time and just making little tiny adjustments to it so that you're not affecting the light or the product too much, but you're giving a lot of life to the product. You don't want your veins to be coursing, with blood. So I have to be very careful about how I do any exercise. Really, the best hand is a hand that's sort of sleepy looking, a little lethargic, a little pampered. So you don't want big muscles in your hands or big veins in your hands, because that just doesn't photograph well. I am very serious about what I do, and I really don't forget about it for a second.
Okay, then there's this guy who browses through art magazines. He is a bit unusual in the way he talks, the way he thinks. It's a very small channel, very niche, and he has a nice, I think, British accent. And there are some videos on his channel which kind of worry me, where he's a bit unusual.
So guys, check this out. I was playing football the other day with 3 guys with no eyes, blind guys, and I tried to shoot at the goalie. As I kicked the ball, I slipped and I fell through the ground and into this kind of paradise land. Alright, you're not going to believe me, but give me a chance. This paradise land was like rubber. Everything was made of rubber. So I was in this paradise land of rubber, and there was dolphins So imagine it's like rubber ground, but the ground's almost like water, but for me it's rubber. So rubber dolphins would come out of the rubber and dive back into the rubber, and it's all like black and squeaky and rubber, a bit like being in a tyre world, but it's smooth. It's not like a tyre with the treads. It's a smooth ground.
But then at the same time, he does seem to be quite well put together, and he's quite eloquent, and he writes some poems too, so he's quite creative.
From the world that I come from, a rhyming poem is out of the question. I hand wrote it as well. Gotta let give, let go. Up in anger the folks flow. The only flow the folks know, desiring all they have not to show. The guilt, the shame, and who's to blame? Perhaps the leaders of the game, or those alone that rise to fame, and now have giant pets to tame. Like Tiger's O' Tyson with his thunder punch, he was all alone, much too much.
But yeah, I really enjoyed his videos where he browses through different architecture and art magazines, and the way he talks and the way he thinks was quite nice, so here it is.
Hi folks, so Miguel has kindly given me 10 of his magazines, Principal, to review. So firstly I want to say, very nice type, nice big clear type, table of contents. Really like that, like the way it's laid out. So what I should say is that I haven't read anything in any of the magazines, and I don't plan on in any of the magazines that I review. I'm just going to look at the pictures and judge them at face value. And she's quite a good model. Not the best biceps ever, but still, she's confident. She's confident of her strength. Like that spread. Looking like they're dancing. I used to really, really despise these jackets. What are they called? Quilted jackets. But now, to be honest, they're growing on me, and I think I would have a body warmer one without the sleeves. You've got to have good balance to do a quad stretch with both your arms down. It just looks fantastic. I think it just looks fantastic. The model, strong face, and it just really pops off the page. And I think it's great that something practical like that could look so stylish. In here, fantastic. These two hoods, the number 100 there, and I just think that jacket looks great. His head almost looks small in comparison to the hood, but just the composition, the way that fills the page, the way the jacket fills the page, very strong indeed. And there's someone in an inflated life jacket, fantastic. And here's another inflated life jacket picture, and I think that's just great in a fashion magazine, showing something like this, because it really gets you thinking outside of the world of fashion when you see a model floating in dark water.
Number 6 is a doll collector, Salvador Arriaga. I find him to be quite relaxing, to be honest. I mean, he has a nice voice, he's really passionate about his dolls. He has a big collection of Barbies and also some other ones. He puts some dresses on them, he combs their hair. I mean, to you it might maybe seem a bit creepy, but I don't want to mock it at all. I think it's a legitimate hobby, and he probably likes the beauty aspect of it and the femininity aspect of it. And there seems to be kind of a sub-community of men collecting these dolls, and I find it quite relaxing.
We're going to do 4 different hairstyles, so I'm not going to grab the hair from that specific area. So now I'm putting the elastic hairband around the half-up ponytail portion of the half-up, half-down ponytail. So again, I'm just going to pull the hair in the middle and then just like pull it down to keep it extra tight. I'm just rolling it, just like I did the buns earlier. And I'm probably gonna make it a little tighter off camera for you guys. So that, there we go. There's a now that's how it's supposed to look. So now we have that half up section done, and it's really tight. So I'm just gonna roll it. It doesn't matter which way you roll it, but for me it's just easier to do it towards her left side. So now I'm gonna grab the elastic hairband and I'm gonna lock it into place. And remember, that doesn't have to look perfect the first time, but this is gonna be so cute on her. And there we are. She looks so cute. I'm gonna comb the hair down into place because there can be a lot of flyaways when you work with hair, and that's totally normal. And now she looks perfect. And I think this hairstyle is so cute and so trendy. I'm obsessed with it. And I think she looks so cute.
Hi guys, I hope you're all having a beautiful day, and again I have to apologize for the mess on the background. As I said on my Spanish video, I'm actually organizing my fabric, so it's all over the place. And today's review victim, it's gonna be Agnes, and I'm actually really excited for her because I've been wanting her for a long time. And yeah, she's really beautiful. I did want to show you guys like her in the package because they went back to the old packaging, kind of like, of the bat. The accessories are amazing. I cannot wait to get them out and play with them. You guys, this is the first look actually, and it's so beautiful. I love the accessories. Look at the starfish. It's so dope. And she has the long nails, which I prefer. There you can see the charm bracelet. So it's starfish, they're really tiny. Seashell, a different kind of shell. Okay, let's check out the fabric. So the little skirt part, it's chiffon, and it's a satin bodysuit, swimsuit. You can use it with shorts if you want. It's very versatile. And the little coral earrings, they're amazing. The hair, it's saran, and it's so soft and so nice, good quality saran hair. So this is Wrap and Rocking, and I actually did a review for her. If you guys want to look at the review from a minute ago, and I love the crimped hair, and the crimped hair is like totally 90s, and so is them thinking that Barbie could be a rapper.
And by the way, there's another guy, Suresh NY, who is also a doll collector, frankly very good looking, and he's super passionate too. I think he's equally relaxing to me, and I enjoy watching his videos, even though I'm not a doll collector myself, just to clarify that maybe.
I did love her short bob. I'm kind of obsessed with it, and I'm excited to take her out and play with it. And I love the hands on the hip. I absolutely love a hand on the hip. My God, I love a hand on the hip. It's just like so chic, I think. And then number 3, I didn't love the redhead as much originally, but I'm really intrigued to kind of figure her hair out because it looks kind of like a big frizzy mop in the box. However, I'm pretty sure I can make it look fierce once I take her out. And then last but not least, the gorgeous African-American doll, which I love. I have 2 other dolls from 2014, harking back to the original 1959 swimsuit. I absolutely love this doll. Now, I also want to tell you guys, up until very recently, I did not debox a lot of my dolls. So almost all my Silkstones, which I will show you today, and all, I think, except for 1 or 2 of my designer dolls, are still in their boxes. I started deboxing dolls very recently. Lush Beauty came out in October of 2015, and I love her so much. The color of this pink, I think, is just absolutely divine. I absolutely love her dress that comes underneath this beautiful coat. It is just the cutest dress. Get a load of that. Isn't that just adorable? I mean, I die.
Okay, finally we have Vermin Supreme, Vermin Love Supreme actually, who is maybe considered a performative artist in some way, and apparently he is an anarchist too. So he actually ran for president both for the Republicans and the Democrats, and he was 3rd in one of the pre-elections ones. But he basically looks like a wizard. He has a huge hat on, and he speaks in a very hypnotic way, I think personally. And he has these obnoxious speeches where he kind of says that people who vote for him will get a pony and that he's just going to break his word. It's pretty obvious that he just makes fun of the whole political apparatus and that he hates it. And he might be onto something if you look at the political landscape nowadays. And I just think it's both funny, kind of quirky, kind of insane, but quite relaxing to me.
Vermin Supreme.
Thank you. Gingivitis has been eroding the gum line of this great nation long enough and must be stopped. For too long, this country has been suffering a great moral and oral decay in spirit and in sizers. A country's future depends on its ability to bite back. We can no longer be a nation indentured. Our very salivation is at stake. Together, we must brace ourselves. No, friends, it is not even about DNA gene splicing to create a race of winged monkeys to act as tooth fairies. Friends, what this mandatory toothbrushing law is really about is strong teeth for a strong America. My name is Vermin Supreme. I am a friendly fascist. I am a tyrant that you should trust, and you should let me run your life, because I do know what is best for you. Yes, I am a politician. I will promise you anything your little electorate heart desires, because you are my constituents. You are the informed voting public, and because I have no intention of keeping any promise that I make. Vote early, vote often. Remember, a vote for Vermin Supreme is a vote completely thrown away.
Alright, I hope you enjoyed those, and I do have some extra picks again, some more weirdos or unique and eccentric people that I think you might enjoy. One of them is a lady reviewing candy. I had featured her on the other Unintentional ASMR channel, and she's quite passionate about the candy, and the way she talks is quite unique, and she has some other kind of strange videos. So
Hard candy, Maya lemon and raspberry, organic hard candy. No artificial dyes, no nuts, no GMOs, no corn syrup, gluten-free, wheat-free, casein-free. Isn't that nice? That's like embossed. Okay. Hard candy is embossed. Organic is embossed. Part of this up here, I guess. Let me show you. They're individually wrapped. They come in this neat can. You can put stamps or something in there later. Maya lemon and raspberry. That's what it looks like. Fruity, sweet, no corn syrup.
okay, then there is the channel Rodney Reviews Things. It's an Australian guy who is really funny and has a really nice accent and voice. He reviews sand in this video. I had already featured it too, but in case you haven't seen it, I really like it, and I think it's super chill.
I'm going to review sands from Australian beaches. The first sand I'm going to review is from the beach Maroubra. This texture of this Maroubra beach is more of a bone colour. Not the whitest sand in Australia, but also not the darkest. See how it just flows and expands as well, going all around the table and around the chopping board. Look at that. Imagine yourself walking over from South Maroubra, walking over past the rocks there where the nice rock pool is, and past here where the ship is, the Rubik's Cube, and over to here where the no swimming sign is, and people still swim anyway because it's just so marvellous. I think I'd give Maroubra Beach's sand 3 stars. Oh, look at this, comes out a little clunky, this one. Look at those clunks of that. It's much more pure. More clunky indeed, more glued together. as opposed to the individual granules from the other beaches. You can feel the moisture in the sand granules right here. Marvellous, look at that. Just needs a little bit of fine granuling up just to make it a bit more comparable to the other two. Oh, this is from Hyman's Beach, the whitest sand on Earth. Cronulla tries to claim the whitest beach on Earth, but the whitest sand on Earth is from Hyman's Beach. Look at that white sand. It's just marvellous, really, isn't it? The texture of it is just amazing. It is a bit gluggy as well, but the purity of this, actually amazing. The sound of that, it just sounds like, oh, this is like 1,000 million pillows. The softness of it is so comforting and beautiful. Let's have a closer look at the Hyman's Beach. Just amazing. Look at that granule. You know, it never gets boring looking at sand, does it? Just beautiful. That's amazing sand. Look at that beautiful sand. I rate this Hyman's Beach sand 4.5 out of 5.
Okay, then there's this guy. The channel is called Splash Endorphin. He's in Denver and sleeping at some place. I think he might be kind of a vagabond or something. And he tells some kind of crazy stories about some voodoo shop he has been in. And he shows this insane house where he stays at that kind of looks like a party place or something. It's quite unusual and a bit scary, but I kind of liked it and I found it quite relaxing. So here it is.
What's up? I'm here in Denver, Colorado. This is the place I'm staying at tonight. The Rhino. Teenage Wasteland. For sure. Some records and a black cat. What's your name? Rhino Cat. At the Rhino. I went to a voodoo shop today. And I got this. A black cat's bone. There's a man in there from Cuba. And he does voodoo. Like, kind where you get chickens. You cut their throat. And you take their blood and just spray it all over the place. Like sheep and stuff. I didn't get to meet him though because he's from Cuba. Raimundo. No one's here right now. Just me. Well, maybe someone's sleeping in there. Definitely looks like a punk rock spot. For sure.
Okay, and then there is Dougie Fields, who I had featured already on the channel, who is this really eccentric artist, I think based in London, if I'm not mistaken. I really like his voice and the audio sounds, and his art is pretty cool too, so here are some moments.
I'm Dougie Fields, and we are currently in my home studio in London. My studio home. It's all one place for me, although it's 3 rooms basically. I work in them all and I live in them all. I moved here in December of 1968. This was my original room. This was Syd Barrett's original room. He'd left Pink Floyd by the time we got this flat. To some people he's a myth, or a legend, or an inspiration. And we shared the flat together for about 2.5 years. I think I came to London at a time when London was exploding with creativity. Chelsea art school in the 60s was very orthodox and very conservative. There was a purist distinction between abstract and figurative, and I still think my work is as conceptual and as abstract as it is figurative. And this room is where I paint, so come in to the painting room. Well, this has been my work room since mid-70s now. I've made a lot of images in here. I use lots of things over and over again. And somehow one spirals around a series of ideas, hopefully expanding or condensing. This is my bathroom. I tried to paint the walls like I was doing a painting, but I had no clue of what it was going to look like. Halfway through, I thought, oh, I'm not so sure about this. And now I love it. And it's been like this for a long time. I usually get an exclamation of some sort, yeah.
And then obviously there's many other people, like the whole spiritual people, like the ones, the ladies who are channeling some kind of angels to talk to them, which I had featured already before.
Rip out the soul plan and pitch it over there in the pile of other. The greater good can simply wait its turn. That's what everybody's pretending. That's true.
And maybe I'm going to make a separate video about those spiritual people, but still, I hope you enjoyed this. And if you also feel like you're a weirdo or something, I can only encourage you to continue being weird. I think people like us, or like you, are valuable and are a gift to this world, and the world would be super boring without unique, weird people. And just, I hope you can find a path in life where you can make it work, both socially and financially and emotionally. It can be tricky for people like us, but I'm rooting for you. If there's anything I can do for you, please reach out to me, and thank you so much, and talk to you soon.